Janet Napolitano and Eric Holder and our intelligence agency will tell you the same thing. So yes, that is a threat as well. Yes, sir. I kind of understand related to this topic. Go ahead. Take that one.
I think my biggest complaint is that I don't really like the media because the media tends to soundbite everything, and it's a misrepresentation. I've heard you speak before. I think you're a person who has good intentions at heart. Okay, what bothers me is when I see that the press represent people that I've seen and heard, they misrepresent them. I've gotten to the point where I don't like to read the Tribune, the Herald, or listen to the news because I don't trust them to represent anything accurate because they soundbite everything.
I'll just say. Part of the danger of doing what I do, because these folks spread it out and then the media picks it up. And there were actually headlines that said, Muslims, Walsh says Muslims are a threat to America. I've never in my life said that, ever. But again, this is a tough business and that gets thrown out there. And my good friend here starts to think that I'm maligning Muslims because she read a headline like that. And everybody in the media asked if I was going to apologize, and I said, for what? For what? I'll say what I've always said. Vast majority of Muslim Americans in this country are law-abiding, patriotic Americans. There's an evil strain that are trying to kill Americans, and that's what we need to go after. Period. I don't know what the problem is with that.
Why did you bring religion into your speech in Elgin?
I was asked a question.
You can answer that question and stop it. Why did you go on and on and on? To fuel the fire.
I didn't fuel the fire.
You did.
Hey, well, here's what I tend to do. I tend to let anybody ask me a question. I don't screen any question. So people can ask me non-controversial or controversial questions. And this gentleman asked me a question and I answered it as honestly as I can answer.
What was that question?
The question was, what are you going to do to combat radical Islamic terrorists in this country? I said, I'm glad you brought that up. It's a threat. Here's what we're doing. Here's what the threat is. Behind you. Grab the mic. Grab the mic.
So just answer the question. You said what they said was radical. That's their problem. That's what she said. You're labeling it the Muslim or that they
but these, again, stop. Let's imagine for a moment. No, I don't want to say that yet. You've got, go ahead, fight over.
All I really want to say is I think that the comment is irresponsible. I'll just state that as my opinion, right? So what that comment does is people who don't know anything about a Muslim person, right, see them walking down the street and they are going to have, they're going to wonder, is this one of those guys? He's got a beard, he looks different than all the rest of us, right? Is this one of those guys that you were talking about, right? Secondarily, if there's all this proof that is going on in Hoffman Estates and Elgin and whatever's going on, we're from here. Which mosque is it?
Stop. Let me answer that specifically. And I've said this before. When I said Elko, Madison, and Elgin, the point I was making was this is going on in big and small towns all over this country. I was not specifically saying there's something that I know that's going on in Madison. There could down in Elgin. There could be something going on in Hoffman Estates. What we do, what I know is it's going on in towns all over this country. So that's what
I would respectfully disagree with that, but
how do you know?
How do we know we're in the community?
Stop for a minute. Not see, because this kind of bugs me.
Right.
And I love you. You don't love me, but this point bugs me. Hang on. How do you know more what's going on than your government intelligence agencies? How do you know?
Well, if they were going on, then shouldn't they be working?
Hold on. Somebody has the mic.
One moment. So if this was going on, where are the arrests? That should be happening. We can support you 100% if there's somebody in my law doing something crazy. Come talk to us. We'll put them in handcuffs, right? That's number one, right? So
But here's number one, and then go on to number two. hundreds of arrests, and there's been at least 40 attacks thwarted in the last 4 years. Now, do you want your government to reveal every detail of every arrest and attack thwarted?
They should.
I believe the media,
If your government says that, do you not believe it?
not necessarily, no, I don't. So please, as our congressman, highlight for us what has happened anywhere in this region. And we can go and figure out what mosque you're talking about, what people you're talking about. There's no evidence of this at all. And the gentleman who's speaking about the media, right? They'd be the first ones who'd love to put a headline out about Muslims being arrested in Elgin, Illinois, right? It has not happened. So I would love to see where the backup proof is, right?
Well, now, hold on, sir, now, if you're at a point, again, I'm not going to question you, but if you're at a point where your Attorney General, Eric Holder, says there are 126 solid cases, hold on, let me finish, solid cases since 2009 of jihadist homegrown attacks where American Muslim citizens and residents are being recruited and radicalized by Al-Qaeda to plot attacks in America, and he knows of these 126 cases. And if you're saying that you don't believe him, i.e. you don't believe your government, well, I guess if we don't at all believe our government, what can we do?
Well,
Do you think Eric Holder's lying?
I believe that people have, they look at whatever stats they
Answer
need
the question.
for political
Answer
reasons.
my question. You made me answer every question. Do you think Eric Holder's lying when he said?
I think there are people who are misinformed, even at the top of
I'm
their
not
head.
asking you about people.
Eric Holder, yes.
Do you think Eric Holder is lying? So, hold on. When Janet Napolitano says the threat of radical Islam here, the threat of radical Islam is greater now than at any time since 9/11 because of the homegrown threat. When Janet Napolitano says that, do you believe she's lying too?
Yes. So let me tell you what. George Bush told us a lot of things about what was going on and where Bin Laden was, and we went into all sorts of wars, spending trillions of dollars out of our budget to fight wars that aren't going to end.
So that's two government officials lying. Hold on, I'm finished.
I won't say lying. I will say that they are not. That they are maybe picking what they need for political.
So are they deceiving?
Yes.
Okay, so your government is deceiving. Okay, another one. Senator John Kerry from Massachusetts, a Democrat, held a hearing last year that said they have proof that 300 Muslim American citizens, 300 U.S. citizens were converted to Islam while in prison. When they got out of prison, they went overseas and engaged in terrorist activity. They have a Senate report that says that. Is that Senate report lying? You don't believe that?
I haven't looked at that. That's new. You've got a lot of stats there. So here's my point, right? Let me pull back a little bit and I'll give up the mic to everybody else, right? I don't want to monopolize.
No, you're fine.
Here's what I'd like to say. Me as a Muslim person, hearing about Catholic priests, right? I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it out of the context. I'm just going to tell you our perspective on that, right? I would never want somebody in the Muslim world to come out and make a comment that Catholic priests are not to be trusted, right? It is an overgeneralization. It is a broad statement that does not need to be made, number one. Number two, everybody will be suspicious of every Catholic out there, and that is not what is going on in the real world.
If Catholic priests, and here's probably another number you won't accept, and so if you want to live in a world where you won't accept numbers, God bless you. But if Catholic priests were responsible for 17,000 acts of terrorism in the last 11 years, I'd be the first one out there trying to track down that.
How many acts of abuse has
Would
it been?
you?
Right? I don't know. How many acts of abuse has it been? I mean, we don't generalize.
Did we ignore that? Did we try to do it?
It's still being quasi-ignored.
Is it being dealt with?
I don't know.
Yes, it is. It's being dealt with legally.
Okay.
It's being dealt with within the church. See, this is want to believe up against facts. And yeah, there are Catholics and Christians and Jews that have engaged in acts of terrorism over the years. But guys, it's a matter of degree. And if you can show me something where 17,000 Jews around the world have committed terrorism in the last 10 years, then I'm going to be right there with you saying, my God, we got to go after Jewish terrorism. There have been 17,000 acts of radical Islamic terrorism. Not Muslim religion, not maligning the whole religion, but that's part of it. Let's go over here. Who's defined terrorism? The most sensible definition is indiscriminately picking out and killing civilian people for no reason. No, I mean killing or trying to... No, it's killing, trying to hurt, trying to harm. And I suppose vandalism could be an extension of that. Let's go here. Well, yes, that's actually a great point. Again, same thing. If we had evidence that there were thousands of, let me pick on another one. There were thousands of Presbyterians, oh my God, thousands of Presbyterians in Chicago that were vandalizing liquor stores. Think about that for a minute. Hold on. Perfect example. You're a Chicago policeman, and there's evidence that thousands of Presbyterians are vandalizing grocery stores in Chicago. If you're a Chicago policeman, shouldn't you be looking out for Presbyterians? Oh, but do you not like your policemen doing that?
We have a rising crime rate. You can take a look. I'll let you know if one of these guys vandalized things or robbed liquor stores, whatever it is, right? Everybody, community, they're from some kind of religion.
Yeah.
None of them is a
No. I know that. I'm using that as
I told the police, I'm part of this community because I like this country. But what are you trying to do? You're trying to divide.
No, don't tell me
I
that.
pledge allegiance to the flag, right? One nation under God, indivisible. Right? What are you trying to do? You're trying to these comments, it's like, that's what happened in the temple. They're crazy people. They just need comments like this and silence to go and move it back.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me finish. But see, the beautiful thing about this often is, it's so easy to jump on politicians, and we want to answer the question. You didn't answer my question. Well, hold on. I'm going to ask you a very specific question, and I want you to try to answer it. Let's say that in Schaumburg, we had solid evidence that there were thousands of men with pink hair robbing grocery stores in Schaumburg. If you're a Schaumburg policeman, should you be on the lookout for men with pink hair? Are you okay with that? So you're okay singling out men with pink hair? No, stop. Are you?
Religion is not something in your head.
Oh, okay.
Religion, you can say you're one.
If thousands of people around the world commit terrorist activity in the name of, should you be a little aware of people who might do that or not?
Can you tell us what did they look? Is it a profile? Is it a beard? Is it a veil?
Well, that's a good question. Do you want your government?
The problem, you might confuse the nun, because she knows wearing the same image.
But aren't these the questions? Aren't these the questions you should be asking? Oh my God. But you want your No, but don't you want your government trying to figure these things out?
We will try as a community to figure this out. If you guys let us unite.
Well, you know what? You as